Coming up on Mountain News this morning, members of the National Guard who gave the ultimate sacrifice are honored at the state capitol, and people here in our region come together to show their gratitude for Eastern Kentucky veterans.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Tuesday, it's the last day of May. I'm Dakota Maker. It's almost 6 o'clock, and I'm sure some of y'all are heading back to work this morning. I wish we had just maybe one more day off, but for Brandon and me, we would have just worked it, regardless, even if there was another holiday. So one thing about us is we're working holidays. I said that yesterday.
That's right. We are here all the time. Yeah. Well, not all the time, but you
really,
know.
I feel like we live here half the time.
Sometimes it does feel like we live here.
I feel like I have my own bedroom here.
Especially you. Because you've been a warrior the last couple of days there.
Our bosses just, they just like go on TV. I'm like, God, ask me twice.
So you've seen Dakota yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, last night, and now this morning.
You know how yesterday we said it was Brandon's WYMT, the waitress?
No, it's Dakota's WYMT.
It's Dakota's WYMT.
I'll give it to Dakota. I'll give you that title.
The call letters.
Exactly. There you go. All right, let's give you the forecast this morning as you get ready to head back to work. We're seeing some calm conditions once again, but it's warmer this morning than it was yesterday morning. Let's take a look at our cameras first. US 119, US 23 going up Jenkins Mountain into Virginia. Again, a very mild start to the day out there. You're going to feel it in the air, too. Dew points are up. Temperatures are up, 57 in Wise, 56 in Clintwood, 50, and then Jonesville was down in the 50 now. So those Southwest Virginia counties have went down fast in the last few minutes. We did temperature check about 5 minutes ago. Now they're down about 2 more degrees in Wise. So that's interesting. 69 Prestonsburg, Pikeville, 70 still in Jackson. That's the long holdout in our region. 70 also in Lexington and Louisville right now, but a lot of folks in the 60s. Now look at all that warm air still coming out there. 79 in Houston, 70 in Little Rock, 69 in Nashville, 68 in Atlanta. So it's going to be a very mild day out there for a lot of the country, not just us. 89 is our forecast high, 2 degrees shy of the record of 91 set back on this day, 2006. The average high for this time of the year is 79. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, those who gave the ultimate sacrifice while serving in the Kentucky National Guard were honored yesterday in a special service in Frankfort. A service recognizing new names on the memorial was held at the Boone Center. Most of the names are servicemen who died in World War I. Phil Pendleton was there and has more on what was said.
The ceremony was honoring the brave men and women who chose a way of life to keep it secure for many others.
Men and women have volunteered to protect what we hold dear.
The Kentucky Air National Guard Memorial has names on it of those who died as far back as 1912. The spirit of that sacrifice started centuries ago.
In every conflict since the War of 1812 on, as well as in times of peace, brave Kentuckians have served with courage, with bravery, and with distinction.
George T. Crum.
13 names were read.
Michael W. Brame.
Those whose names are now engraved into the memorial.
Memorial Day is a vivid reminder of the price that has been paid for our liberty. It is also an appropriate time to reflect on the burden shared by those left behind.
Of the 13 names read today and recognized after being placed here on the memorial, 11 of those died during service in World War I, along with one who died in 1935 during weekend training and another who is returning to a weekend training base in February of 2001.
The bombs bursting.
From music, cannons, and a flyover, all symbols and ways to remember the fallen.
Today I know is a hard day for many families, but my faith teaches me that while the body is mortal, the soul is eternal.
13 names add to now 286 that are on the memorial. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Special recognition was made yesterday to remember a Kentucky Air National Guard tragedy that took place 30 years ago when a plane crashed, killing 5 members of the 123rd Airlift Wing. Senator Rand Paul also remembered our fallen heroes during Memorial Day. In a video, the senator said, "We should honor and remember those who have fought for our freedoms and pay the ultimate price to defend our Constitution."
We should reflect on the heroic service of our men and women in uniform who have dedicated their lives to protecting our freedom and liberty. This Memorial Day, let's honor the memory of these patriots and true American heroes.
The senator went on to say we should always remember the cost of war and cherish those who sacrificed. Well, yesterday was a big day for students in the North Laurel High School band, paying their respects to our fallen heroes in Washington, D.C. Now, we are told the band warmed up on the lawn of the National Mall in front of the Capitol building and the Smithsonian. The students marched down Constitution Avenue in their uniforms and past the Washington Monument and even the White House. People across the Commonwealth took some time yesterday to honor the men and women of the American military across the mountains and beyond. Our Zach Hawk went to a Memorial Day service in Leslie County where friends and family recognized the sacrifice loved ones made for their country.
Memorial Day is deeply personal for Benita Lettington, whose husband is a U.S. Army veteran.
I've just lost him this past week, so this is a very special day today to show honor to him.
She says her husband, William Lettington, was a lifelong patriot.
He was a proud American. He always honored the flag and honored veterans.
Eric Barger led a memorial service Monday at the Kentucky Veterans Cemetery Southeast in Leslie County for the region's many veterans.
As we gather today, we try to just show honor and respect to all those veterans that have gone on before us, paved the roads for us, and sacrificed so much for us to have our freedoms that we have today.
Barger paid special tribute to the fallen soldier and American prisoners of war that never made it home.
With their sacrifices, which is the ultimate sacrifices, I just have a deep feel in my heart for those members and their families. They never got to come home. Their families never got to say a final goodbye.
Honoring U.S. Army across the Commonwealth, Kentucky Veterans Affairs Commissioner Whitney Allen says he wanted to be with the people he serves on Memorial Day.
It's a great opportunity to come out and support the community, honoring our fallen veterans and our Gold Star family members.
While Memorial Day takes on a more personal meaning for her, Lettington says it will always be about everyone who serves.
It's just a day of remembrance for all of the men, women who served our country, and just they went above and beyond to help us be free and to, keep our country safe.
In Leslie County, Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News.
William Lettington was a retired coal miner living in the Stinnett area of Leslie County and a devoted member of the Stinnett Gap Church of God. His funeral was held May 27th, and he is buried in the Kentucky Veterans Cemetery Southeast. Those with the Disabled American Veterans chapter out of Leslie County say they need support as current members become unable to serve. DAV volunteers assist veterans in life and offer an honor guard and funeral services for Kentucky's soldiers when they die. Officials say they need veterans to volunteer with them urgently to continue their work.
Young veterans, if you got time, please step up. Well, join the DAV if you don't have time. If you're working, got a family, still join the DAV now, because we need your help and we need your numbers.
Well, officials add that people may reach out if they can volunteer time or money. More information on how to do so is on WYMT.com. A group of people also spent hours marching during Memorial Day to raise awareness about veteran suicide. Well, they marched 22 miles from Richmond to Winchester. 22 is the number of veterans that die by suicide every day here in the U.S. Shelby Lofton and photojournalist Darnielle Crenshaw have more on the disturbing trend and what can be done about it.
They have their marching orders from Richmond to Winchester, an 85-degree heat with a rucksack, trekking 22 miles. This is to raise awareness for the 22 veterans who die by suicide every day in the U.S.
What we're doing out here is we're trying to raise awareness not only to that, but to also help break the stigma of veterans asking for assistance with mental health.
Army vet Benjamin Joint leads 28 men and women through Winchester with a final stop at the local VFW post. Staff Sergeant Joint served in the Horn of Africa. He says he knows multiple fellow soldiers who have died by suicide.
It's something that we have to find answers to, and I think what we're out here doing is, I think, one of the first steps.
So why is it happening?
Some of it is, I think it's a lack of purpose once they actually get out of the military. A lot of veterans refer to it as the war back home. We come back and then we have our second fight, and that is, reintegrating back into society.
Breaking the stigma, seeking help. It's a first step from breaking this terrible trend. Staff Sergeant Joint says addressing mental health in the military is the right step forward.
We have come a long way. I think now the advice is much, much, much better. It's just we still have a little bit more work to do on this topic.
That was Shelby Lofton reporting. In the U.S., about 8,000 military veterans die by suicide per year.
6:09 here on this Tuesday morning, the last day of May, and it's a quiet morning out there. That probably stay that way for most of the day. Let's go to Pikeville, US 119, US 23 near Pikeville Commons. Everything looking pretty quiet, but a lot of folks going back to work today. It's after the holiday weekend, so you're going to be seeing some traffic there pretty soon if you're not already. Temperatures in the 50s, 60s, and 70s out there. Not an oldie station, but it's the way it looks like this morning with all the temperatures out there across the region. We're going to continue to see high dew points as well. Anything past 60 is pretty uncomfortable, so just be aware of that there this morning. 89 this afternoon. Again, a very stray 5%, if I had to put a percentage on it, chance of a pop-up near the Kentucky-Virginia border later today. Not a lot of confidence in it. Probably won't even happen. We're going to keep it in there just in case. It's going to be a humid day, and it's going to be a hot one. So we wrap up May on a sunny note. Hot and humid to start June, and then a front that comes late Wednesday night going into Thursday. It's going to bring us some much cooler air into play. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. When we come back here on Mountain News this morning, a Texas community continues to mourn the lives lost at a tragic shooting at an elementary school. Stay with us.